by federal enforcement. It looks like different agencies. And talking about the protests last night, they were largely peaceful. The only incident we did see was around 1 a.m. Most protesters at that point were gone, but there was a small group in front of the new fence that's been put up, about a 10-foot fence, and they started shaking it and throwing things over at federal enforcement, and they did respond to what we believe to be pepper spray. But overall, all the other protests very peaceful. People did defy curfew, so after that 7 p.m. time when everyone was supposed to be back at home, protesters continued to march throughout the streets. D.C. responding in a different way than we've seen before. With protesters after curfew, they started biking beside them as well as driving beside them, but they didn't move in as we've seen in previous days. Now today, of course, we'll be watching what happens with these protests. This would be the 6th day. We don't know how long that this presence is going to be here, so they could clear this afternoon, or they could still be here when more protesters start to arrive. Of course, we'll stick on this and bring you the very latest on all of these protests here in D.C. For now, in Northwest Washington, I'm Kristen Powers, ABC 7 News.
And right now, we are waiting to hear from Mayor Muriel Bowser on the latest on the coronavirus and the protests happening around D.C. As soon as she steps up there to that podium, we'll bring that to you live. Well, from city to city, scenes like this playing out. Protesters in Portland laying out on a bridge as part of their demonstrations to honor George Floyd. And today, more of the same. But will this help make a change? We get the latest now from ABC's Alex Perez.
This morning, the governor of Minnesota showing up at the site where George Floyd was killed. Keeping a low profile, just reflecting and writing his own message at the growing memorial. George Floyd's family reacting as well. The mother of his 6-year-old saying this about his daughter, Gianna.
I mean, that was his baby. He loved his little girl.
What do you want people to know?
Kind of that I miss him.
The community at this makeshift memorial in Minneapolis has set the tone for the rest of the country. It's a place of peace. So far, it's the first time this week there's not been a curfew in place here. Elsewhere overnight, protesters in New York City facing off with police on the Manhattan Bridge enforcing an earlier 8 o'clock curfew after violence and widespread looting occurred on Monday.
Peaceful protest!
The group of 5,000 marchers eventually allowed to peacefully cross into Brooklyn. There were instances of clashes in some cities. Pepper spray shot into crowds in Boston and in Portland and in Seattle. A state trooper overheard preparing his fellow officers for a likely clash with demonstrators. But after days of images of cities set on fire and violence, the calls for calm seeming to be answered. In Los Angeles, a large group of protesters bringing their demonstration to Mayor Garcetti's front steps. Garcetti greeting them and taking a knee. Protesters also seen peacefully outside Gracie Mansion, the official home of the mayor of New York City. Hospital workers nearby who've worked tirelessly during this COVID-19 pandemic taking a knee in solidarity with the Floyd family. In Houston, George Floyd's hometown, more than 60,000 people coming together, marching alongside his family and friends.
There's still the question of those additional charges against the other officers involved in this case. The Floyd family attorney saying he expects those to come before Floyd is laid to rest next week. Alex Perchet, ABC News, Minneapolis.
Back here in our area, Prince George's County Police are investigating the alleged use of force in a case involving 3 officers. The department sent us this video you're about to see, and some of you may find it disturbing. Chief Hank Stawinski says he became aware of this cell phone video of 2 officers detaining a suspect at Langley Park gas station. One officer is seen kicking the suspect twice. The 2 officers and their immediate supervisor are now suspended pending the outcome of this investigation. Right now, D.C. police say they are looking for several people accused of breaking into businesses on 2 separate nights this week. The first case happened Sunday night on the 6500 block of Georgia Avenue Northwest. Police also shared video of break-ins at 2 other stores on Monday night. Those businesses are also in Northwest at 11th and Upshur Streets. Police say these acts carry a felony riot charge. Call D.C. police if you have any information. And as protests continue, be sure to stay with ABC 7 News for live team coverage. We'll also bring you any updates on the investigation into George Floyd's death on air and online at WJLA.com and, of course, the free ABC 7 News app. Coming up next here at noon, coronavirus cases have been trending down, but when will we feel the impact from all the large crowds gathering nationwide? The warning from health experts. And pushing for change one step at a time. More on the 1,000-mile mission one man is tackling to help end police brutality.
ABC 7 News, honored with 35 Emmy nominations. Tomorrow on Good Morning Washington, we're following two big stories. First, the latest on the George Floyd protests. Then, how coronavirus is impacting used car sales. Why now could be the best time to buy. Tomorrow on ABC 7's Good Morning Washington.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. Home is where heads come to rest. A place to let go, and a place to find again. At Stanley Steamer, we love homes, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
Window World's virtual design consultation